Hello everyone, I am back with another comparison video. This time I got the Mafex bootleg of 105 Classic Spider-Man, the legendary Spider-Man figure, the best one ever in my opinion. And I got my hands on the original first release of it. So I got the reissue before, I don't have it anymore, but I had that one. And for the first time I got this one and I am really impressed. So I already had the bootleg, why not make a comparison? So as you can see, overall, the bootleg is fine, but it's not one of the best. It's not like CT Toys quality. But once you pause it, do some modifications that I will show later. It can be very nice. It's nice to have. You can have several ones because it's quite cheap, especially if you have the original one, and I will tell you soon why. So overall, the look is kind of strange because you see how smooth the original looks and how weird proportioned the bootleg looks, because the arms don't really go totally like down, so there is a gap here. That's why it's weird. This one goes more down, this one doesn't. I don't know why. And the butterfly on this side also doesn't really function. This side does. So there is something wrong with the left side, I believe. But overall, it's the same thing. Just the placement of the joints are different, I believe. That's why you get these weird proportions. But once you pause them, you're not going to realize that. So that's the good thing. Not at all, actually. So, and one other downside of it is also the head sculpt, the unmasked Peter Parker head. So this is the bootleg, of course. So it's very, very badly painted. So this is just trash. So if you're interested in this, yeah, don't get this. But you can use the original head if you have the bootleg. That's the good thing. So you can just remove the neck and it's gonna port. No, I was wrong. So this one doesn't fit. I used the neck of the bootleg before on this, so I guess that's how it's gonna work. Exactly. So you can put the neck, but you can port the head sculpt. So if you have the bootleg and you have the original, you want to use different display options, you can use the original accessories on the bootleg. So that's very nice. Let's put it back. So the head sculpt is fine, but it's not very nicely painted as the original, of course. And the original one is also not the best because the reissue had more consistent web lines and had better paint applications overall. But I like this one, I think, more because it looks more classic. So same thing with the bootleg. It's not metallic. It's more retro, you can say. I feel like the head sculpt is a bit thinner. This is a bit more round. This is more, I don't know. It's just strange. There's something weird going on with it. I think it's just thinner a bit. So that's the thing. And there is some lines missing. But you could add these with a black wash. That's easy fix. And the lenses, the white is more like silver on the bootleg. It's shinier. I don't know if I like that. I think not. Because it's not well painted. Maybe one more coat of paint, it would look better because it's kind of translucent. And the paint overall is fine. You see here some blue on the red. But yeah, it is okay. You could add some wash on some places. There's wash on the back logo even. Yeah, and the original is just slight. I think this is more like air paint, air brushing. This is more dry brushing. So that's the difference, I guess. So some spots you might add more black wash, then it's gonna look better. Here is some weird looking gap. And yeah, I'm not a fan of the feet of this figure. But you could also replace it with the original one. That's the good thing. So as you see, the toy joints are not so well. There's a gap and also it's loose, of course. And I feel like they're also thinner. What you can do is, so if you get the original again, you have extra feet, of course. You get the magnetic feet and the regular feet. And you could just replace it. I'm gonna just do that with the original feet to improve this figure. So let's remove these and put the original feet. And I forgot to mention the bootleg is just a bit taller. Let me put him down totally. So yeah, he's just a bit taller, but I think it's the joint placement again. So as you can see, there's a gap here. Maybe they needed to fix that. There's some blue showing here. Here you don't see that. So if you made the right placements, it's probably the same height. And let's change the head sculpt as well. I got the other classic Spider-Man's head here. So it can have the same head sculpt. Now it's already looking a lot better with the original head. And the feet, I believe it's a lot better. It's almost close to the original one. So if you get the original, you should definitely get this. And if you don't, maybe you just repaint it a bit and do some fixes. Maybe you can fix the feet. Still make it work and make a very nice figure. So this is the other head sculpt. This is the bootleg. This is the original. And it's close. Again, it's a bit thinner. So there is some paint missing here on the middle of the lens. But here it's overpainted, I think. There's almost no gap here between the lenses. So the original is not the best either. But once you pose them, as I said, let's do a quick pose. You're not gonna see that much difference, especially after changing the parts with the original one. Just a classic jumping pose, what I often do. So butterflies don't go that much back anyway, or also on the original one. So once you pose them, see, if you look from far, especially, you're not gonna realize this is a bootleg at all. So the joints are also nice. Nothing too tight, nothing too loose. The wrist joints you can replace. There's no problem there. They come off very easy. And you can put it back very easy. So if you break your original wrist joint, you can also just replace it with this one. That's what I do usually if any of my Mafex breaks. So no problems with the joints. There is some sounds here, but it's not too tight. There's no problem. No sound here. Oh, there's also one of it here. But yeah, it is nice. Nothing too tight. Nothing's gonna break. It feels like an okay quality of plastic, actually. Not that bad compared to Mafex, because Mafex usually don't have it that good either. So that's pretty nice. And I really like this figure. It is really, really amazing. Just want to show it quick. And I kind of like the less defined web lines, actually. I don't like my Spider-Man having thick web lines. I think this looks more comic accurate. And it reminds me of the McFarlane toy with Spider-Man. I also own that figure, one of my favorite. This really reminds me of this. The metallic version was nice as well. But I feel like this figure has also better quality of plastic. Like that one kind of felt fragile. And yeah, I like this classic look. So that's it for today. I can recommend you to get this. I will put the link in the description. And see you in the next one.